Welcome, friends. Hello, it's Lisa Maynard, and welcome to Stamping Trails and Kit Crush Wednesday. We are going to explore a new kit this week. It's Expressions in Kindness, and I didn't forget to join live. Actually, I'm pre-recording live, so it's a pre-recorded live, but at least I didn't forget and I wasn't 45 minutes late, so that is something. So this kit makes 2 cards, Expressions in Kindness. It's beautiful. I can't wait to show it to you. So I'm going to turn this camera around and I'm going to get started. Even though I'm pre-recording this, let me know you're here. Hit that like button, love, tell me hello. I will get back to you as soon as this is post live on Wednesday at 7 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time. So let's turn this camera around and let's get started right now. All right, friends. Good to have you with me. I hope you enjoy joining in. I'm always grateful. We're going to bring this kit in. Now, I have got this ready, but I have not made the cards in this. So let's take a look at what we've got in here. We've got our instructions as always, which I'm going to be using tonight. And I don't know if I finished that sentence. This kit makes 8 cards, 2 of each design, but there's a little something extra we're going to do on the envelope, and it's super, super cool, really cute. So our stamping spot, Blackberry Bliss. We've got some glue dots. We've got our ever popular Stampin' Dimensionals, little foam pieces. We've got some glittery faceted gems. They're just very, very pretty. Can't wait to use those. As always, in your kits, you will get a stamping block. I've already taken the stamps and put them on a block because we then won't waste a bunch of time. So I'm going to set that over there. We also have what our stamps would have been on, but again, you'll be able to see these better. I've already went ahead and put these on blocks because we're going to use every single one of these stamps tonight in this kit. It's going to be gorgeous. And something that we don't usually kit in our kits is some ribbon. This is a white ribbon, and I'm going to show you how we're going to use that. And again, I haven't pre-made these. So we're going to make 2 cards. We're going to do something kind of cool with the envelopes, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. So here we go with more that's in the kit. We've got some gold foil leaves that we're going to be adding onto their sprigs. And we've also got some die cut flowers that we're going to be doing something with. These are so, so pretty. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then we've got our sentiment pieces. We're going to stamp on these, 1 of each for the cards. We've also got our card bases, 1 of this type, which we are going to do portrait. And this one is going to be, that one I just showed you is going to be landscape. This is going to be portrait, I believe. And then the very, very, very pretty envelopes. Look at those envelopes. They're just gorgeous. So I'm going to throw all this stuff, I'm going to put all this stuff back in here, except for the things that we're going to need, including our instructions for this evening. And I'm going to set that over here. We're going to get this situated nice and hopefully nice and straight. And we're going to start. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my instructions, and we are going to get started so we can figure out how we're going to put these together. And then I'm going to bring in our first card. So I'm going to set that over there so I can kind of see it, but I don't need it super close. So we'll hopefully not have it in the way. So these are the pieces for our first card. Not a lot of pieces right here, but this is going to be so, so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not going to, at this point, I am not going to fold and burnish my card because we're going to do some stamping on this card. So I'm not going to do that right at the moment. So we're going to wait till after because I don't want this to create any extra it might create an extra surface under there that might impede our stamping. So I don't want to do that. So this is what we're going to do right now. Well, actually, you know what? I am going to, because I just saw why we're going to need to do that. So take back what I just said. This is live. I haven't done these before, so we're going to learn this all together. So we're going to burnish that really nicely, just like so. We're going to turn this card over. It's going to be portrait, just like that. I'm going to take my ink spot. It's Blackberry Bliss. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. And I'm going to come in with part of my flower, or it looks kind of like a thistle, you know, the purple thistles. And I'm going to go ahead and set that down. And I'm going to come in with my stamp just like this. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp this flower or thistle image onto my card, just like that on that one. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so, so pretty. And it just adds something. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Oh, yes, you can definitely see this. I'm going to turn this a little bit. And I'm going to make sure I'm stamping it. Yes, I'm going to be stamping it all the way across there. We're going to stamp it just like so. Hopefully I don't have my head in there. And one more. So this is going to stamp off. So you definitely want to have some grid paper underneath when you're doing this, because we're going to stamp off the edge just a little bit. And we want to make sure that we don't get that on our nice surface. And there we go. That is our last image that we're going to stamp on that. Isn't that beautiful? It just adds so much to that card already. Okay, so we're going to put that thistle out of the way. And we're going to come in with our next image is this cross-hatching image. And we are going to also stamp this onto our card. And we're going to do this a couple times. So we're going to start near the bottom. I'm going to get this good and inked up. Now, I had already inked these up before I went live. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't need to add any ink to my stamp spot, which you usually don't. But I just wanted to make sure, since I wasn't doing this ahead of time, that we would be good to go. So we're going to start here, down here near the bottom a little bit, and we're going to stamp this one time, just like so. And then we're going to ink that up again. And we're going to stamp it one more time. We don't probably, let me get that in there. So sorry, I'm not, better look and see where I'm at so you can see what I'm doing. If you hear dogs in the background, they're just playing and they're having a great, great time as always. So we're going to come in here and we're going to bring this over a little bit and maybe down. So it's going to cross over a little bit onto each other, but that's okay. That's perfectly okay. And even if it doesn't line up perfectly, it's fine. That actually lined up not too bad. So see, there we go. There is the stamping on our card base. That is absolutely lovely. Now we're going to come in here with our sentiment, and it's going to go just like this. And this sentiment is going to be our wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So I'm going to come in with my ink spot, and I'm going to ink this up really well. Get that all good and inked up. I didn't ink these, so I think this is going to be fine. Now, just a little trick for you, or a tip. If you're not sure and you want to test your stamps and how the ink is on them before you stamp on your sentiment or your card, I always like to stamp off on my grid paper first to make sure that my ink is on there well and my stamp is taking the ink. And it looks like I need a little bit more down here by where it says birthday. So I'm going to try and make sure that gets inked up. And I may not have wiped that off with my finger as well as I should have to get the little bit of residue that sometimes comes on our stamps off. But I'll show you what I mean by that on the next one. So we're going to go ahead and come in here like this. And we're going to stamp this right about like so. Just like that. Give it a good press. And there we go. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So, so cool. All right. One more piece to stamp. We're going to stamp on the card this time. And let me show you what I mean. This says, kindly deliver to. Now, I've inked this up before, but if I hadn't, and it was a brand new stamp, I would rub my fingers over this several times to get rid of the residue. That is what I mean when I was talking about the happiest birthdays one. Sometimes, especially the photopolymer come and they may have a little residue on them from the manufacturing. So we like to do that just to get them off. I've also rubbed the stamps across my forearm or across my hand, which probably looks weird. And then you get kind of a milky look to them, but it takes off the residue. So we're going to bring this, we are going to bring this envelope in, and we're going to stamp on the front, and we're going to do it right about here. And it's going to say kindly deliver to. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to fold this so you can see kindly deliver to. Isn't that just stunning? Okay, bringing this back in and going to bring our sentiment back in. And we are going to take this piece of ribbon and fold it in half. And we are going to kind of do it like so. So it's kind of going to go like this, like this. And so we are going to put that down on the back. First, we have to make sure we're doing this right. So we want it to go this way, and this sentiment is going to go this way. So we want it to go just like that. We want it to sit on here like so and have it spread out a little bit. Then we are going to come in with our Stampin' Dimensionals right here, and we are going to adhere the ribbon. Now you could probably adhere it also with the glue dots if you wanted, but we're gonna go ahead and adhere the ribbon to the sentiment with our Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to do it just like that. Now you can see that this, I'm going to put another one on here just to make sure, just like so. And then we're going to make sure that this goes that way. Yes, that is the way we want it. We're going to go ahead and take off the backings of these. Now see, that's not adhering very well. So let's move that over just a tad. There we go. So once we get this on our card, it's going to be fine. Please excuse the dogs barking and making noise. They're just playing and having a great time this evening while I'm putting these together. Now let's come in and adhere this to our card right about here. And I want to make sure that I get that as situated straight as I can, or as I would like it to be. And I think that looks pretty good. So we're going to come in just like that. Now, if you would like to come in and trim those edges up on that ribbon a bit, you can. I would come in just with my snips and snip that there. And that one's pretty good. So I'm going to leave it alone. These are straight. If you want to make them diagonal, you certainly can, but you don't have to. Look how gorgeous that card is already. Now we're going to come in with our glittered faceted gems, and we're going to add some. So we're going to add 2 big ones. Let me bring these in here so you can see. We're going to add 2 big ones, and we're going to add 1 here. And we're going to add another one down here. And I am following the directions, friends, because I have not made these before. And so I am going to follow the instructions. So we're all doing this together. We're doing this together the very first time I've made these. Let's put one right there. And we're going to do 1 more, and we're going to put it right down here. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that a stunning card? Stunning. I love this card. And then with the envelope, kindly deliver to. Isn't that gorgeous? Now this kit is not a paper pumpkin. It is a kit that you can purchase from Stampin' Up. So I really want you to consider this. I'm loving this. I am absolutely loving this card. Okay, let's bring in the next one. Here we have our envelope, which we're going to stamp on. And here we also have our card base and our elements that go on this. So I'm going to go ahead and put these aside just like so. And I'm going to get my hand in the way, but I'm going to flip over my directions, and we're going to work on this card. Now, before I bring that card base in, as I'm looking at my directions, we are going to stamp on this flower piece right here, this flower image, and we are going to stamp with that thistle again. So I'm going to bring that back in, and I'm going to ink that up very well. I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp right on this flower image. Try not to get my head in there so you can see, but I can also see what I'm doing. And we're going to stamp once right there. It went off a little bit, but that's okay. That's why we have our grid paper down in case things like that happen. Now we're going to come in here and we're going to stamp on this one just like so. Now these are actually very delicate. I could have brought that down a little bit, but that's all right. These are very delicate pieces. So I'm going to try and tend to be a little bit more graceful handling these. It's asking us, we're going to go ahead and stamp the envelope here since that is in our directions next. So I'm going to come in with my kindly deliver to and go ahead and ink that up. And then we're going to put that right about here, just like so. Isn't that beautiful? Fold this flap over so you can get an idea of how that looks. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, let's go ahead and bring back in this piece that we stamped. We're also going to bring in this piece that's the gold foil, and I have one glue dot on there already. And this instructions is telling me to take the backing off of that, and we're going to adhere this gold foil cut out to the image that we just stamped, this floral image. And we want to offset it a bit, just a tad, and we want to set it down right about there, just like so. Now that will adhere to that image. We're going to go ahead, and I might have adhered it. I might have also adhered it to my grid paper. There we go. We've got that just like so. Now, like I said, these are very dainty, so be careful with them. I kind of bent that a little bit. And so we want to make sure that we don't break off the pieces. Now, we need to put some glue dots on the back of this. And I didn't do that ahead of time because I was stamping on these florals, these flowers on this. So I'm going to go ahead and attach those now. And we're going to attach one more of these glue dots to that leaf part right there. I'm going to go ahead then and come in, and now I'm going to fold my card base in half, and I'm going to burnish it with my bone folder just like so. Give it a good crease, and as such. Now let's go ahead and add this piece to our card. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And I spoke wrong. Both of these cards, excuse me, are portraits. So they're up and down. I thought one was portrait, one was landscape, but you know what I was looking at is the envelopes, which are absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to pick this up. Excuse me, I'm bringing it to me. I'm going to put this in the center here and hopefully get that centered for you. And we are going to come in and we are going to set this piece down right about there, just like so. And just give it a press where you put those glue dots on there. And look at that so far. It's just gorgeous as it is. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, I love the colors in this. So bringing our sentiment in, and the final sentiment, this just says just a note. And here I am rubbing that off of there just in case all the residue isn't off. I'm going to bring in my stamp spot again, Blackberry Bliss. It's just a wonderful color. I love the deep, deep purple of this. It's just gorgeous. Going to flip that over. That looks really well. I don't think that I need to check it. Set that down, give it a good press, and let that ink set in just a tad. And then pop that off. Just a note. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. I'm going to put the cap on that so I don't stick my fingers in it, which I just did. Which I already just did, friends. Oh, there we go. All right. Again, we are going to come in with our ribbon, and we're going to do it just like so. Now, again, we want the folded part, if you will, to be over here and our edges to be out there. So we want to make sure that when we flip this over, we have it going the right way. So I'm going to flip that over. So it's going to basically be opposite of where I want those to be. Now we're going to have to bring this together a little bit more on this one so that we get, now they are showing it like they spread it out a little bit in the middle. Let's try that. Let's see if we do that a little bit. Let's spread it out a little bit and get some different places to adhere. And if you can hear in the background, I've got 2 dogs right in my studio right now, just playing and having a grand time. In fact, they were just right here, just 2 seconds ago, right below my feet. I apologize for that, but you know, they're having fun. So they might as well join in the fun of stamping and creating cards also, right? Okay, that looks like it adhered a little more, a little better, more. I'm going to put one more right in the middle here to give it just a little more security. I'm going to go ahead and pop these backings off. If I was to do this again, not live, if I was going to prep this, I would probably adhere this ribbon with glue dots first on the back of this, rather than just the Stampin' Dimensionals. First, it's going to give it a little more security. And secondly, it's going to give you a little more time and a little more area to play with where you want the placement of that. Just a little, that's just a little tip for you. It doesn't matter. Everything is just fine. But I think that that's what I would do if I was going to prep these ahead of time. Now, I'm going to come in here and we are going to try and put this right about here. We want it between those 2 flowers and just about just like so. And I've got some ragged edges on those ribbons. So I'm going to come in here with my snips and I'm going to just trim that. And this one isn't too bad, but again, I'm just going to come in. This ribbon cuts wonderful with these snips. So, and just trim that up just a tear. Just not a tear, just a tad. Get that edge off there. There. Beautiful. Look at that. Now I got a little smudge there, but that's okay. That's all right. All right. To finish this card off, we are going to add some more of these faceted gems. And so let's put 5 on here. We're going to put 1 here and 1 here. And let's see. Let's put 1. Oh, well, I thought I picked that up and I surely didn't get that. Let's put 1 right about here. If you can hear the dogs in the background, they are just having a ball. And 1 here. And then, oh, goodness, I got a little of my tacky stuff on that gem. Let's get that off of there. We don't want that on there. Even though the colors match, we don't want that on there. And then 1, let's see, right about there. There we go. All right, look at that. Just a note. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this set. And I can't say enough about it. It's just spectacular. I love it. And then here is our envelope. Kindly deliver to. Gorgeous. Let's bring these back in again. So that's it, my friends. 2 cards we made. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of stamping, which is lovely. And the envelopes and the cards are stunning. Absolutely stunning. You could probably even stamp on the back if you wanted to on this card. You could also, if you wanted to, I wouldn't recommend it if you're going to send it in the mail, but you could stamp on this envelope if you wanted to stamp those flowers. It would be absolutely stunning. And there's gold foil in the card bases. So there you have it, friends. Expressions of Kindness. Fabulous kit. I'm going to turn this camera around and we're going to finish up. And there we go. Okay. Thank you, friends, so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you tuning in. As always, I'm sorry it's not live. We recorded it. I at least remembered to schedule it. So it's going to start at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. Thank you so much for joining me. I will put the link to this kit in the comments. It is worth every single penny. I love this kit. Love it. Also, sign up for my email list. If you haven't, I've been remiss on sending those out lately. I'm going to try and get a little better about that. There's been a lot going on at our house. So with graduations and engagements and wedding venues and all of those things. Also, bonus days. July is bonus days. So for every $50 that you spend, you get a $5 coupon to use in August. So I will also But I don't have to put a link to that, but just know bonus days started July 3rd. So you haven't missed out very much. We've got all of July to take advantage of that. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Friends, thank you so much for supporting me and joining in. I appreciate every one of you. Please share this with your friends. Don't forget, I'm also on YouTube. So if you want to watch this on YouTube, you can absolutely watch it there. I would love for you to tell your friends I'm on YouTube. It'll stream live to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So you can join in either place. So with that, I'm going to say happy Wednesday evening. Have a great rest of your week, friends. Bye.